how long am I going to live? It's a question as old as time itself, one that everyone on Earth has probably wondered at least once or twice. We've looked to the stars, consulted oracles, and even relied on our gut instincts to try and answer it. All we've gotten so far is a rough estimate, about 80 years. But what if there was a way to get a more scientific, data-driven answer? What if AI could actually predict your lifespan? Well, it might be closer than you think. In December 2023, Life2Vec launched its groundbreaking AI model to predict the human lifespan more precisely. Who knows, this technology could hold the key to the secrets of living a longer life. Today, we're going to dive deep into how tools like Life2Vec might predict your lifespan. How do these models work? And are they really ethical? Keep watching to find out how Life2Vec predicts lifespan. The possibility that AI could predict how long you'd live, down to the year, sounds like science fiction. Well, it's getting closer to reality thanks to tools like Life2Vec. Life2Vec is a fairly new AI tool that uses advanced machine learning techniques to analyze sequences of life events and predict various outcomes. One of these outcomes is perhaps the most important one: your mortality. It looks at everything from when you were born to what kind of job you have and even your health records. Then it gives you a little peek into the future. Now, let's talk a little more about the tool's history. Life2Vec was developed by researchers using Danish data. It uses a technique called transformer models, the same kind of tech that powers ChatGPT, to make sense of all this data. That includes your health history, education, employment, income, and so on. Since it was built on the Danish National Registry, the model has access to a massive database, like a really big one. It contains information on almost every single person in Denmark, including their major life events and other important details. Now, instead of just looking at each event individually, the model treats these events like words in a sentence. Life2Vec uses natural language processing to find patterns and connections between different life events. This approach allows the model to build vector representations in embedding spaces, where it categorizes and connects various life events. One of the cool things about this model is that it can look at the whole picture at once. It doesn't just see each event in isolation. It can see how they all connect and influence each other. For example, the model can understand that losing your job and then getting sick might be a bigger deal than just being sick alone. Then it assesses how this impacts your lifespan. The question: is Life2Vec accurate? So far, it has shown incredible predictive power in all kinds of tests. Researchers have used several statistical metrics to measure the effectiveness and accuracy of Life2Vec. That includes the corrected Matthews correlation coefficient, CMCC, which adjusts for unlabeled samples in the dataset. Results showed that it achieved a mean CMCC score of 0.41. It even outperformed traditional models, such as logistic regression and recurrent neural networks, RNNs, by 11%. Life2Vec predicted early mortality among people aged 35 to 65 a lot more accurately, even reaching an accuracy rate of 78.8%. What sets it apart is its ability to handle complex sequences of life events, which Life2Vec uses to deliver insights that are both nuanced and personalized, the Life2Vec process. Okay, before we get into the pros and cons of this new invention, let's talk about how this mysterious AI model actually works. The prediction process is broken down into 4 steps. 1. Data input. The user, you, or researcher will put demographic details and lifestyle choices into the system. 2. Event sequence analysis. Life2Vec will conduct an analysis of life event sequences using its transformer-based architecture to understand how these events interact over time. 3. Probability estimation. The model will estimate probabilities related to survival and mortality based on patterns found in your data. Prediction and recommendations. Finally, it generates predictions about your lifespan and gives personalized recommendations for improving health outcomes. Before we continue, we'd love to hear your thoughts on AI-powered lifespan predictions. Have you ever considered using such a tool? Do you think they're worth it? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video if you found it interesting. Potential benefits. Answering the question, how long will I live, is cool enough, but Life2Vec can do so much more. It helps us understand how different life events, like your job history and your health, can affect your well-being. This means we can spot people who might be at risk for chronic diseases or serious health problems before it's too late. In healthcare, doctors can use this model to identify patients who might need extra attention. Even policymakers can use it to understand how different life events affect public health and the economy. For example, We could see how education impacts health outcomes. This information can help us create better social policies to support people who are struggling, risks, and ethical concerns. Now, while Life2Vec is impressive, it's important to remember that it's not perfect. One of its biggest limitations is that it's based on data from Denmark. So, while it might be really good at predicting lifespans for Danes, it might not be as accurate for people from other countries or cultures. Where you live has a huge impact on how long you'll live. For example, Japan has an average life expectancy of nearly 85 years, but Nigeria has an average lifespan of only 54 years. And of course, there are also ethical questions to consider. The researchers behind Life2Vec are very clear about this. They say that while the model can be a helpful tool, it's not exactly a magic crystal ball. It shouldn't be used to make serious health decisions without careful thought or medical assistance. More like a guide, pointing out trends and patterns in our life events rather than giving us definitive answers. So there you have it. Life2Vec is truly changing the game when it comes to lifespan prediction. With the right improvements, it could play a good role in improving our health in the near future. If you're still here, thanks for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe. The question remains, would you want to know your lifespan?